Hey YouTube land, Tychondrus there doing another action figure review. Now today I'm trying out something new that I picked up. It's one of those new light rigs that you can clip your phone into to see if I can get better video quality. Not sure about the audio, I might have to try and do something with audio at some point. But today I'm testing out this new rig to see if it's anyway good and if I can make use of it a bit more for doing my videos. And today I'm doing a figure that just literally turned up today. I do have two figures in this wave. I have the Witcher himself, Geralt, but I'm going to review the Ciri figure just to see what this review station setup is like. So before I go on to the figure and her contents, we'll just have a quick look at the box. So the box has quite a bit of shine off the light, but you can see there's a big red background to where the display of the figure. It's a window box style packaging. Has the Witcher Ciri Wild Hunt logo, which is where the character is based from. On the back of the box you can see there is an image of the figure. It has 22 moving parts. It says CD Projekt Red, which I think is the game company that is released. And McFarlane Toys. You got McFarlane Toys. Up the very top it says 14 plus. This is not a toy. Bottom is all the legalese stuff, and then it's Ciri, Cirilla, Fiona, Ellen, Rhiannon, I think is how you pronounce her name. I'm not sure. I'm not too familiar with the Witcher series other than the Netflix one, and I know that Ciri's in that, and I still have to finish it. I'm like one episode behind before season 2 comes out, which at the time of this recording will be in like weeks time. But all I know of Ciri is that she's connected to the Witcher himself somehow. I've never really played the video games, but I picked up the figure because I really like the design, the character design. It looks really cool. So I'll just bring her up to the camera. You can see I'm not sure it's showing it on the camera. She has kind of like a scar painted on her cheek. Head sculpt is really nicely done. She has her hair tied back in a bun, but it doesn't get into the way of articulation. She does come with 3 accessories. So, well, actually, 4 accessories. She comes with a sword and a sheath. She comes with a magic effect, I think, or it's a slash effect. I'm not too sure what sort of effect this is supposed to be, but it does clip onto the sword. I'll show that in a minute. She does come with the basic standard McFarlane base, which if I bring in my DC one, it's the exact same base that the DC ones come with, and it's the exact same one that the Warhammer ones come with, and I think it's the exact same base the Spawn figures come with as well. So she does have 2 peg holes, before I forget, on the bottom of her shoes. It's interesting the way they did the shoes. She does have heels on, but they, like, I'd say it should have cut out off there, but they extended it back a small bit just to get that peg hole in, so it gives her a bit more stability. So she can stand pretty well without the base. She does peg into it. She can do splits that much. Her waist is a bit hindered by the skirt thing that she's wearing, or the waist corset piece that she's wearing. She does have a rotation there, so she gets good movement on it. Her head is on a ball joint, so she can move around, turn left and right. She gets good up and down, and she can do some side tilt as well, which is quite nice. Her arms are on that kind of butterfly joint type thing that McFarlane has been using, so there is a slight extra piece just inside the arm, and then it can rotate all the way around. Her tunic, the way they did the tunic is quite interesting, because it's actually a softer rubber piece over the body. So like it's tied here and it kind of goes down. You can kind of just see inside it. So there is a torso piece. And unlike what they did with the Arrow, the Green Arrow from the TV series one, the body is actually solid. In the Green Arrow one, the torso piece kind of stops where the body piece or the body section is, and it made it kind of, you know, it was rubbery, but you could, if you pressed on it, you could feel that there was nothing in behind it. But this is quite solid, so they did change that up. She does sport the dual hinged elbows. If I can get her elbow to move, it's better on this one. She has the dual hinge elbows. There is a swivel in the bicep. It's actually quite nicely hidden as well. So it is there. It's on both sides. It's just where the shirt kind of meets the wraps that goes on it, which is kind of nice. She doesn't have any swivel on the wrist, but on the glove of the glove section where it meets her elbow, but there is a swivel on the wrist itself. She does have those McFarlane ball hinge joints for the hands. She doesn't have swappable hands, so both her hands are in grip poses, which is handy when it comes to the sword, because the sword looks like it's a dual-handed sword, like a claymore or something along these lines. As you can see, there is a peg on the back of her back, and there is a peg, or sorry, a peg hole on her back and a peg on the sword, and it's intended to peg into that. So you do have to pop it on. She does have like pouches and stuff on her sculpting, which is quite nicely done. She does have dual knees, so she gets quite a big range of movement on that. She can kick forward, she can kick back a bit. She can, there's no boot cut swivel. There is swivel in the ankle, and the ankle can hinge forward and back, and there is even the toe articulation, which you can do running poses if you're so inclined. And she does hold her sword quite nicely, so if I get it into her hand, I will try and do a two-handed pose with it. So bear with me a moment. I need to get her arm to move. There we go. It's a bit stiff. She's pretty much just out of the box, so all her joints are pretty stiff at the moment. Now, I'm not sure if she dual wields her, or not dual wields, but, well, yeah, dual wield would be the right term. You know, hold it in two hands in the game. She does have the sword here, and then she has this magic, I think it's supposed to be a magic effect or some sort of slash effect. Now, it is designed to sit onto the sword. So if I flip it around the right way with my hand, so there is a notch cut out for the hilt, and then the blade kind of is supposed to slide up through the sword, this thing, and it's supposed to kind of sit or rest on the blade and on the hilt. So my one seems to have some paint scuffs on it. You can see here there's some kind of white paint on it from somewhere. I can only imagine it's from the hair, because it's the only thing that has white paint on it. And it's, don't think it's on both sides, it's only on one side, unless now it was intended to have some sort of wash to go through it, and they kind of fudged it up. There's little bits of white. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera. There's little bits of white on it. It's a fairly big effect. Like if you were displaying her, you're probably better off doing it without the effect on. It takes up most of the space, and I don't think it really makes her too top heavy. Let me just see if we can get her standing without, bear with me a moment. Actually, yeah, it does actually make her a little bit top heavy. She does tend to want to lean forward, which is, I guess, where the base comes into play. So I just plug in the base, so she can stand with the base. It's quite a nice looking effect. I'm not sure if I'll use it too much in my photography stuff. As I said, I'm not too sure if it's meant to be a slash, some sort of sword slashing action type thing, or if it's meant to be a magic effect. I don't know too much about the character herself, so if people want to correct me in the comments section below, please do so. But overall, she's a really cool figure. Now, just for some size comparisons, I'm going to move the box out of the way and bring in a few figures that should be in the same scale. Because actually, just before I do that, I'll bring in the tape measure so you can see the height. She stands just a little under the 7-inch mark. These are intended to be 7-inch figures. So here she is, Revelations Man-at-Arms from the Mattel He-Man Masters of the Universe line. In fact, if I just bring my camera back a touch, you should be able to see stuff a bit better. Here she is with one of the Predators from the NECA line. Just get his leg straightened out a bit. This is one of the older ones. I do hope that NECA really redo these older Kenner ones. This is the Cracktusk Predator. Like, he's fairly modern articulation, but it would be nice to see the newer body style on them. And then for the another size comparison, we're bringing an old Dawnbreaker. So you can see one of the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures next to her. So she stands a little bit, maybe a hair underneath those. I'm not sure if you can see the better. Let me angle my camera up a touch. It might make it a bit easier to see. So you can see she stands a hair under some of the figures. Meaning that she's supposed to be a female sculpt. Sometimes they tend to sculpt them smaller than the male characters, but overall, really good figure. Do recommend picking this up. I got this from Big Bad Toy Store. They should be available on the site. If not, they might be sold out, but you might have to wait for them to come back into stock again. Or otherwise, it's the third-party route of eBay and other places similar like that. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick video review, and I hope the new setup is a little bit nicer for viewing the videos. I will try and get more videos cracked out over the next couple of days, and I have a whole bunch of stuff to review. So I might do some things in blocks. So I have like a whole bunch of Revelations figures, a whole bunch of Masters of the Universe stuff, a whole bunch of Hiya Toys Alien stuff. So I might do like multi-figure reviews of those. So they might be a bit long-winded, but please bear with me while I try to get through stuff. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick video review. And as I say in my videos, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Cheers, guys.